Alright. It's 8:20. Means it's 4:20 somewhere. If you got one, spark up. Today we are going to go over what I feel like is one of the most insane fucking stories I've seen in quite some time. And there's been some insane ones. So for those who don't know, Dr. Robert Malone went on Joe Rogan podcast last week, talked about mass formation psychosis, and the AP has since come out and debunked the idea that there is any mass formation psychosis surrounding the stupid 19 and the government's response. However, it was just a week and a half ago when I did the story with the former Raiders cheerleader who beat up an old man over a mask. That was that's an example of mass formation psychosis. But this one right here is another one, and this is a story about a mother who happens to also be a teacher, who put her child in the trunk to not get exposed to his COVID. Yeah, so I got two of the different local news station stories, so we're gonna go over that so we can get all the details, and we'll decide whether or not we're gonna laugh at the insanity or cry at the reality that we are living in.
Now to a story you saw first on click2houston.com. A local teacher is accused of putting her son in the trunk of her car while she got tested for COVID.
According to the district attorney's office, she said he tested positive and she was trying to isolate him. And now we're learning that woman is a teacher at a local school district. Our Bill Barajas is live now in Northwest Harris County with the latest. Bill?
Well, Cy-Fair ISD tells us she is a 41-year-old Sarah Beam, a Cypress Falls high school teacher. According to court records, that teacher went to Pridgeon Stadium's testing site on Monday with her son in the trunk of her car because he had tested positive for COVID and she did not want to be exposed. So she has been now charged.
Now, I'd be lying if I said I knew of no situations in which somebody rode in the trunk of a car. It has happened that I know of. But that's because the car was full. Like, there was already, 7 people in a 5-seating car, and we had an 8th person, and person number 8 was in the trunk. Not because a mother was trying to keep her child, who she's supposed to protect and keep safe, isolated from her. That's fucking insane. Given how she's acting about this, I would highly guess that she is probably juiced and boosted. And apparently she has that much faith in the juice protecting her, because I don't, how do you describe this? Other than, mass formation psychosis. Because I blame the mainstream media. A big part of the reason why I made the video I made yesterday going over my recent experience with the Stupid 19 was, the media puts a lot of fear porn out there. And there's a lot of people who think this is an apocalyptic virus. What is it? A poll showed like that over 40% of Democrats believe there was over a 50% chance that you are going to get hospitalized if you catch the bug, even though the reality is it's less than 1% chance, juice or no juice. Less than 1% of people who get it end up in the hospital as a result. But people, that fear porn and the death ticker and all that shit that they've been doing, and now they're starting to come out and be like, well, we got to evaluate because some of these, people died with it, not of it. Which was, mentioned many months ago. In fact, hell, I think it was even brought up when the count was still under 200,000. Because I remember getting in trouble on Twitter, because they, first saying like, most of these people are dying with, and they had some real easy stories to, show that, like, the guy who dies in a motorcycle accident and gets marked as a Stupid 19 death. So now they're finally coming out and saying this, which, again, has been said by many others for quite some time. But it pushes the fear. Because that's the only explanation for why she would put her fucking child in the trunk to go get tested. Is fear. But let me shut up and let's get back to this.
Endangering a child, we came to her house to ask her about that. We were greeted at the front door by an unidentified woman. Conversation ending just after a few seconds.
Yeah, she's not home right now.
Okay. I can get a hold of her?
No, I do not. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Cy-Fair ISD police showed up just a few moments later. We were the only TV station there as they tried to make an arrest. They too were told no one was home, though.
A classroom feels to me like it should be an extension of my home.
Beam seen in this Cypress Fairbanks ISD YouTube video.
Oh, shit. I wonder how her students in her classroom are feeling about the story after hearing that.
Is a high school English teacher, according to the district, and has been with them since 2011. Court records say the 41-year-old pulled into a Northwest Harris County drive-through testing site on Monday. Court documents go on to say a witness told police she was gathering information from drivers in line waiting to be tested when she came in contact with Beam, who, quote, confirmed that her son, who had tested positive for COVID, was in the trunk of her car. According to authorities, Beam told the witness the 13-year-old was put there to prevent her from being exposed to COVID while driving. Court records say the witness requested to see the teen. Beam unlatched the trunk and the child was found lying down. Moments later, that same witness called police. And in a statement, Cy-Fair ISD said, quote, law enforcement conducted a full investigation resulting in a warrant for her arrest. Thankfully, the child was not harmed. They added that they have placed Beam on administrative leave. As of right now, no word yet on whether she is in custody or not. We'll keep checking and keep you posted. Live in Jersey Village, Bill Barajas, KPRC 2 News.
This next story has a lot of people asking, what was she thinking? A mother who's also a teacher at Cy-Fair ISD is accused of putting her 13-year-old son in the trunk of her car because the boy had COVID.
She was caught after taking her son to a COVID testing site. Now she's facing charges. Zach Tawatari joins us with this bizarre story.
It certainly caught a lot of people's attention. What we know so far is that Cy-Fair ISD says that mother, Sarah Beam, was a teacher here at Cypress Falls High School you see behind me. And now she's on administrative leave, and court documents say she has a warrant out for her arrest. Court documents say a 13-year-old was kept in a trunk while his mom went through the Prigent Stadium COVID testing site in northwest Harris County. The reasoning? She said her son tested positive for COVID, and she was trying to prevent herself from being exposed while she went for additional testing.
I have never heard of somebody being put in the trunk because they tested positive for anything.
Sergeant Richard Standifer is a public information officer for the Department of Public Safety. He says that aside from the optics, there are safety concerns that go along with a decision like this.
In the event that the vehicle is in a crash, there's no way to really secure a person in a trunk.
Namely, a seatbelt, which Standifer says is required by law in a passenger vehicle or passenger truck. According to the court documents, Beam, who Cy-Fair ISD says has been a teacher at Cypress Falls High School and employed by the district since 2011, is being charged with endangering a child.
Most of your vehicles are constructed with crumple zones in the front and the rear of the vehicle. So if an individual's in the rear of the vehicle and they're involved in a crash, they're probably at greater risk of being injured.
The child was removed from the trunk unharmed, but the district says Beam has been placed on administrative leave and there is a warrant out for her arrest.
So if you do come up with an idea like that, it's probably not going to be commissioned with what the law is.
Now, we did try to speak with Beam at her home earlier today. We were told she wasn't there. At this time, we don't know if she's in custody or her whereabouts. Zach Tawatari, KHOU 11 News.
So let's see. Let me see. I wonder if they got put son in trunk. Cause what's blowing my mind? She hasn't been arrested yet, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. All right, so this is one from 14 hours ago. Let's see if they got. These videos are both 2 days old. Sexist mother has been charged with endangering a child after she allegedly Sarah Beam was charged after authorities arrived. She found a female driver later. Health official asked Beam to see the child. The mother was released from jail Sunday on a $1,500 bond. So she did finally end up getting arrested. I mean, she's kind of fucked. I don't know what kind of time she gonna look at. There's no way you're getting. I mean, she could go the insanity plea, because you're not getting found not guilty. No judge is. You're not gonna find a judge who would even allow a jury to find her not guilty on the grounds of, oh, it was for social distancing purposes. Get the fuck out of here, Aaron. Like, she got two choices: guilty or insanity. You know, play insanity. Be like, look, I've been watching CNN and MSNBC, and I didn't want to die, and you're gonna have to play the crazy card. That's the only way. And even that, I don't even know if she's gonna be able to keep her kid. Like, for real. I don't see, like, how does she come out of this and still keep her kid? First off, 13 years old, like, how did you even let your mom, like, how did you, I don't know. Like, he must be under the same insane juice she under, because, like, What made you sit there and be like, yeah, okay, Mom, I'll ride in the trunk? Unless he's that embarrassed of his mom that he didn't want to be seen with her, then that's probably believable. But, like, this is an example of that mass formation psychosis. You know, people are fucking, like, their anxiety levels are through the fucking roof, and their compliance levels, because of their anxiety levels, are, you know, to the max. To the point where, like, you literally see people, like, glorifying the deaths of others. Oh, didn't have the juice. Ha ha. Like, it's insane. You know, and then when you have people like Joe Rogan and Aaron Rodgers, you have people who are really upset that they survived and that they beat it so fast. Like, and, yeah. Like, it's... the level of insanity in this, all of this, is just hitting ridiculous levels. And I don't know. Is there is there turning back? Like that's the thing. How do we go back from this? How do we bring these people who are up here back down to here? Because now that the CDC has come out and changed their position on some things, now these people are like, oh, something's wrong with the CDC. You know, we've been following their guidelines for 2 years, but now they changed this, and because they had meetings with the, no, we can't trust them now. Like, you know, the science they've been wanting everybody to trust, they're no longer trusting. Granted, I think trust the science is a ridiculous fucking thing to say. You know, science is all about questioning shit. So, you know, there's it's an oxymoron, if you will. Like, you there's no such thing as trusting in science. That doesn't, you know, I forgot who it was. Someone said, science you cannot question is not science, it's propaganda. You know? But, yeah. Let me know what y'all think about this crazy lady. Do you think she should go to jail? Do you think she should lose her child? Why or why not? How do we get people back down to earth? You know? Like, again, that's why I made my video yesterday about my experience. Largely because I wanted something out there that wasn't fear porn. You know? Because there are a lot of people, even people in my own family, who are petrified of this virus. Yeah, and people in my own family. I don't know, when I told them, you know, because I only just told them yesterday when I was pretty much, you know, towards the end of this. What was I gonna say? When I was pretty much towards the end, like, yeah, you know, boom, 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 beat it. So, you know, now I'm good. And instead of, you know, oh, good, thanks, you know, thank God you're okay, glad you made it through, I didn't get that. got rattled off all the statistics of those who are unjabbed versus those who are jabbed in her hospital. And I'm like, okay, and then when I, she asked me if I was going to get it, and I was like, well, what's the point? The juice is only set to target one protein of a virus's many proteins. My natural immune system now is set to target all the proteins. So, nah, I'm good. And when I got halfway through explaining that, she just hung up on me. But yeah. So yeah, any ideas you have on how to get to people and bring them down from the levels of insane that they are in their mind right now, please share. But other than that, y'all have a nice night. Thanks for watching. Stay blazing.